What is going on, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Karens, crazy Karens, and disrespectful people. As you can see, I'm on a TYT sports video, which if any of you guys don't know who the Young Turks are, I'd suggest watching them, as yes, they are emotional, but they're more politically and scientifically and just in general factually correct compared to most media sites. And they don't just claim themselves that. I've looked into it and I've found information leading up to what they're saying, and it's very parallel to what the same... In fact, some of the articles I've read have been exactly the same thing as the ones that they've been reading. And sometimes it's even days before they even make a video that I read the same article that they do. So, etc. on my point, let's get into the video.
Can't afford that, but you can afford that. You don't have to go through those kind of questions.
It's 10 a.m. I don't understand your aggression.
No, it's not aggression, it's a question. That's aggressive. You want me to call the police on you?
Why?
All I did is ask you if you paid for it.
Why are you so fucking nosy, you stupid white-ass motherfucker? What the fuck? Oh, also, there's nothing like irony when a white person calls another white person white as an insult. So, seriously though, what do you think, lady? What do you think? You say the other lady yelling at you is being aggressive, but she's not even yelling at you. She's not even raising her voice. You're being a snob right now, but we'll see.
I heard it's free.
No, yes I did. I don't understand.
Ready for the race card?
Now, finally, you say you paid for it. You clarified
I
something.
did 2 minutes ago.
Oh, you're very articulate. You did understand English.
Oh, racist comment. Ah, I see. But you do realize being a white supremacist doesn't actually make you better, and it actually justifies genocide against you, right, lady? Right? If somebody like me, but actually hated you guys to the point where they want to kill you all, decided to get up into politics and do so, I would let them. I'm sorry to say. You're an old-ass woman, alright? You're gonna die anyway. Have fun dying with a bullet in the back of your head. Does that sound nice? No! Stop it! We don't need any more gun crime. We don't need any more deaths. We don't need any more racism, but you people are the reason why it's still happening.
You understand other languages?
This racist injects herself into someone else's business and brings up languages because the person filming is Asian.
You make funny faces, though, like something...
Okay, so by the way, this is Rick Storm on the TYT sports side of the TYT channel. I appreciate Rick Storm. He's actually replied to one of my comments, and I like the dude, okay? If I met Rick Storm in real life, I definitely would be trying to hang out with that dude a lot, because he seems chill enough that, you know, just good friend.
Might be wrong with you.
And smart.
I don't get... Why?
But look, okay,
You're free to
so...
cry here. Oh, so you paid for it, but they pick on me. I paid for mine. I paid for mine too, and they pick on me. Yeah, they blame me. Why don't they pick on you?
Alright, so I want to bring this up real quick. Alright, so how exactly do I explain this? Alright, if you are being harassed by somebody, or if you see somebody harassing somebody, help them out. Look, this person is being harassed in a public space. And nobody has came over to help them. So, if I see this happening in real life, whether or not it's happening, and keep in mind, this is real life, it's just not in my life, or your life, yet, being keyword. If I ever see this, my interaction with these people would be to get into a scream match because I do talk louder. I can scream so loud people across the fucking planet can hear me. That is an over-exaggeration by a massive quantity, but I do have a scream that goes up to 112 decibels, so if people really do want to fucking scream at me, I will win that scream match because I'm fucking louder, okay? I will get my point across even if I have to speak over an entire crowd of people. But I digress. Point is, if I see people like this, I'm going to go over there myself and help out. I ain't gonna pull a hero because I'm not. I'm scream fighting somebody. That's not what a hero would do. What a hero would do is walk up and say, ma'am, you need to get the hell out of here. Go away. Alright? I'm no hero. I'm a dick. Okay? I am a piece of shit sometimes. And if you want to yank on my nuts or anybody else's around me that's innocent, I'm gonna fucking pull yours out of your body. That's how much of a dick I am, okay? So let me go ahead and just kind of explain. If this was happening to me and I was the victim of it and I saw nobody else around me coming over to me, I'd call everybody out around me, including the person yelling at me, but mostly the person yelling at me already. If I was getting made fun of because I'm a homosexual, I'd say, oh, are you probably afraid of being gay because you're following a party that literally hates homosexuals to the point where they want to hang every single one of them, despite all of you guys saying you want to support gay people and bisexuals and trans, despite trying to go out of your way to cause nooses with their names on it to be wrapped around their own throats? And they might shut the fuck up. And if they don't, get louder. These Republicans, they like loud voices. They like it when somebody's angry and frustrated, but not when it's a Democrat. Not when it's a Democrat. So I'll tell you this, to any of you guys who want to counter-argue these kind of people as well, use their facts against them. Don't use your facts. In fact, don't use any of the facts Democrats have used. Because if you do, you might lose the argument because they will lose interest into listening to you. When you're arguing with somebody who is this ignorant, this petty, selfish, and entitled, this stupid, you can't always be nice. I'm sorry, but you Democrats are way too fucking nice to these people. Way too nice. So goddamn nice that if this lady decided to kill 40 people, I bet you would just let her get out of jail with a get out of jail free card like it was Monopoly or something. Literally. And this is the sad reality of America specifically that we're about to head towards. Americans listening to this video, we need to do something now. Within days. Or these people will win and they will excel and cause us, innocent people, to die, whether that be suicide or public massacre. These people are the next fascist Nazis. They're not Nazis, but they're fascists. They're white supremacists. They do not give a fuck. If one of these people are coming up to you and yelling at you, they want a reaction. And if you give them one that's either so severe that they get scared, or give them one that's boring, they're not going to bother you anymore. They're going to get bored and walk away, or they're going to get scared and tuck with their tail behind their legs and run the fuck away because they think you're going to swing at them. I'm that kind of person where if you're going to have the balls to come up to me and start screaming in my face because you think that you know who I am, I'm going to prove to you that it's easy to take your fucking head off of your shoulders if you don't shut the fuck up, basically. I'm not a nice person if you get me on my bad side. Obviously. Most people are obviously bad if you get them on the bad side. But I mean, like, I'm willing to kill somebody because I'm waiting to justify a death. That's how bad I am mentally. I know I've got some shit fucked up with me. Except unlike these Republicans, I'm willing to work on my own psychological health care because these Republicans decided to make it so that way mental health in America, averagely, by the way, is over $70 an hour. Who the fuck has the money to pay $180 for just 2 hours of therapy, in which case the psychotherapist talking to you most likely doesn't even care about you and is only there for the money you're giving them? They're not going to help you. They're going to make your situation worse. That's what I've learned. So, I don't want to stop suicidal people from getting help. Because in general, yeah, you guys need help. You guys are about to off yourselves. But in general as well, don't off yourselves. Instead of questioning how much of a piece of shit you are, question yourself on why you appear that way and change what makes you look that way. Easier said than done, I know. But if you don't take time to question these, you won't be able to fix yourself. I've already known what's wrong with me. I've got a bunch of mental disorders that I've still got to work on. But the point is I've taken a few years to look at it, and I've taken a few years, despite cutting myself, to try to fix the scenarios that I originally had thought were the problem and learned that weren't. So now I'm working on other things that actually are helping me. It takes time of exploring yourself and figuring out who you are to fix yourself. And that includes for these broken-ass people like this woman sitting on the chair in front of the screen right now. these people wouldn't be racist if they weren't born into a racist family, and if they weren't raised in a religious family, and if that religious family was not focused on racism. So it's kind of a back and forth thing. You have one event that causes another, that causes another, causes another. It's a domino effect. Okay. Now, as anti-Semitic as I'm starting to sound, I'm actually not. I don't really have... I'm not really nihilistic in any way. I'm not anti-religious. I'm anti-abuse of religion. And if I see people abusing religion, and most of the people in that religion are abusing their religion, then unfortunately that religion might just not exist, and it just might be a way for people to take advantage of something. And I'm sorry, Christians, but that's what your book is. It's literally population control for the most part. I do believe in a spiritual realm. I do believe that it's possible that we have ghosts and demons. I've had things touch me really fucking hard in the back. A really hard poke with fingers, and I turn around in my empty ass room at 10 years old and there's nobody in the house. I should not have been poked in the back. My dogs were asleep in the kitchen. I was in my bedroom with my door closed and I got shoved, basically. So yeah, there is something that is worthy of questioning on this planet. But that's the thing. We're not focused on that. We're still focused after 80 years of trying to get rid of racism. And in fact, let me go into the realistic amount of years. Hasn't the racism been something we've been trying to stop since the late, and very early 1800s? From 1799 to 1816. Isn't that like where all the Bill of Rights and stuff like that actually get passed? You know, all the laws that we have now, all the amendments being written in? Because if that is the case, like I really am pretty sure it is, I could actually have my fact about the date wrong specifically, but I do know that's when that's the same two time eras that it was written. World War I happened in the very late 1800s, so we had the evolutionary stage of gaining new technology and stuff like that in the 1800s. Oh, so I'm going to digress all that, and with all that aside temporarily, I'm going to continue the video.
Oh, you're gonna cry about having to pay? You can cry in public about paying. In your own name and everything.
Of course
Okay, you can cry in public, but if you're the one making me cry, I'm not the bad guy. You are. Unless you're making me cry because I'm feeling bad for myself getting caught for something I decided to do was dumb. Trump. Sorry, I had to pull that. See, you know. Trump, he's the kind of man where if you catch him doing something wrong, no, I've never done that in my entire life. I didn't even know it existed. What? I've never heard of that word before. Or no, I'm sorry. I've never heard of that word before. I don't even know what it means. Okay? Nancy Pelosi's my best friend. She might even be my wife. Fuck Ivanka. Literally. At this point.
Pay too.
Why are you being like this?
Get sick of paying for others that don't pay, and they double on us.
Finally, someone tries to quell the situation.
And there we go.
But
now here's the people.
It doesn't work out.
Yeah, well, it's the same sort of intrusion, isn't it? You don't have to. You're just dying for a confrontation. Oh, you love your starring role.
Oh, no ma'am. That is you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's
This
projection.
sorry woman confronted another person for absolutely zero reason and then ranted continuously for what seemed like an...
And look at this. These Republicans will freak the fuck out if they see a Democrat with a fuck Trump flag. But they will go around waving the fuck Joe Biden flag in front of their children. They will cuss out people in front of their children. They will cuss out anybody. They will do anything bad in front of kids if it's not their kids and if it does not benefit them in any way. They're here for themselves. Which is why my statement that them being wiped off of the face of Earth would be beneficial, because then the selfish people would be dead. Okay? The selfish people would be gone. I'm not calling for genocide, but I'm letting these people know that if they don't stop, somebody will do something fucked up to them. More fucked up than what they thought was happening because they're too fucking stupid to realize that it's not actually happening. Do you guys want to be killed off? Neither do I, but my life is in danger because you guys want to kill me. You Trump supporters in general. back to the carrot.
Endless amount of time.
I just realized that
According
this
to a
is...
government
I've made this
database on
video
hate
like 4
crime
minutes long.
statistics, by the way, the overall number of reported incidents increased by 949, contributing to a total of 8,200.
Okay. So as Rick is recalling here, I'm just pausing the video so you guys can read this. Okay, moving on.
63 hate crime incidents against 11,126 victims in 2020. While annual law enforcement agency participation may fluctuate, the stats indicate that hate crimes remain a concern for communities across the country. According to this year's data, 62% of victims were targeted because of the offenders' bias towards race, ethnicity, ancestry, which continues to be the largest bias motivation category. Participating agencies reported 5,227 race, ethnicity, ancestry-based incidents in 2020, a 32% increase from 2019. Anti-Black or African-American hate crimes continued to be the largest bias incident victim category. Additionally, there were 279 anti-Asian incidents reported in 2020, a 77% increase since 2019. There's more. AAPI data wrote, new data on the anniversary of the Atlanta spa killings revealed that hate crimes against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders remain a serious issue, with 16% of Asian American adults and 14% of Native Hawaiians and Pacific Islander adults reporting a hate incident since the beginning of 2021. These proportions suggest that nearly 3 million AAPI adults have experienced a hate incident in a little over a year.
I already have experienced a hate incident. Now, it was directed towards me, but the guy didn't want to say it towards me. I was inside of a Walmart. I had my collar on. Somebody noticed that. And in the corner of wherever they went to, because this is a Walmart, you know, people go around corners all the time because this is a fucking Walmart. Basically, what I overheard them talking about was, oh, you see that kid with the collar over there? Yeah, he's probably a Democrat. That was literally what they said. Why? What? Just because I have a collar on my neck makes you think I'm a Democrat because I look gay? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Because I think that's projection then. I mean, look at the shirt you guys are wearing. I'm just kidding. That's off topic, but still. This shit is stupid.
Yeah, women and men report hate crime experiences at similar rates over the past 2 years. For instance, since the start of 2022, 16% of both AAPI women and men say they have experienced a hate crime or hate incident. In January of this year, San Francisco officials pledged to better protect Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders as preliminary data from the city's police department showed the number of people who reported being the victim of an anti-AAPI hate crime in the city last year increased by 567% compared with the previous year. There were 8 anti-AAPI hate crimes reported to the San Francisco police in 2019 and 9 in 2020. In 2021, there were 60. Those numbers were preliminary. And yet, even with all this violence, CBS News published in May a new report showing while more victims are willing to report attacks, many cases are not getting prosecutorial attention. According to the report, in the first 3 quarters of 2021, there were 233 anti-Asian incidents in New York City, and 91 incidents led to an arrest. 41 resulted in hate crime charges, but so far there have only been 7 convictions. Part of American culture has been minimizing and pretending discrimination against Asian Americans can't and does not exist.
That's a good place to leave it off, actually. So, yeah, for years, we have been pretending like these problems don't exist because it makes us feel uncomfortable. I'm sorry to say this, humanity, but we are all going to go extinct if we don't get out of our comfort zone. I'm sorry, saving the planet requires to be uncomfortable. It requires you to acknowledge the fact that we all could die in 30 years. And it's not could, will die in 30 years. Will severely start going extinct due to the temperature of Earth rising. Does none of this spike any kind of conclusion towards anything to anybody on this planet? Or are people still going to ignore the signs in literally every song, every poem? Everybody is talking about this kind of shit all the time. And you know what? It really is just America that has to deal with this. It is just the United States that has to deal with this to the most extreme level that we do. Do you know why we expect Democratic and Republican politicians to actually be good? Because they're good at being bad. That's why. Now, that sounds interesting to you Republicans who don't understand what that means. So that means somebody knows how to be a bad person while looking like a good person, okay? So, take Donald Trump, for instance. He's never looked like a good person to me. He's always been a piece of shit. But, to you guys see him as a man who actually genuinely cares. You guys see him as a man who wants to get his stuff done. But you fail to realize he never made a law passed throughout the entire time he was president that was beneficial for humanity and not just Trump. You guys, I hate to say it, are so ignorant you fail to realize the smallest details you need to focus on. Even I question everything I know every damn day, and sometimes I still go out of my way to try to disprove something I've already disproved or approved. Or proven, sorry. So if right now, if all of a sudden studies found out that Earth was flat, of course I wouldn't believe it. But I would do my research on trying to disprove my information first and the new information I'm receiving before trying to prove it correct, because that is what you're supposed to do. You disprove new information before you approve of it and accept it as reality. You are not supposed to hear something and say, oh, that's true immediately because you hear it. Which is why people listening to this video that I'm making, I encourage you to spend hours doing your own research. Yes, is it annoying? Yes. Is it boring? Yes. Do you not feel like reading right now? Yes. But it is worth it to read because that new information should be needed and collected and used to change the world to make a better change. And this better change needs to be within the technology that we use every single day, the use of the technology, how much, food preservatives and stuff like that were thrown on a food, how to get all the trash out of the sea, machines used to get the trash out of the sea, and etc. So one of the last things that I want to mention with this is Karens in general, okay? So the reason why these kind of people exist is because they think they're right, 100%. They think that there is no way that they could be wrong because they're so smart. They're also always the kind of people to get up in your face and start screaming at you all the time. But also, they're usually the unintelligent ones. Always. I've never met a Republican with more than 109 IQ. And I'm not counting Republicans who vote liberal. Quote unquote. So, Republicans who vote Democratic because they feel forced to do that because they notice that all of the Trump, like all those Republicans are Trump supporters now and are literally joining a massive cult. So if you guys don't like Republicans and you're watching my content and you think all Republicans are bad, I'm going to tell you 2 channels to go check out real quick to prove you wrong, okay? Texas Paul and Liberal Redneck. 2 channels. Really good men. Men, too. Republican men. Something a lot of Democratic men and women don't expect to be something that happens. But yes, guys, it exists. Good Republicans. And they're not Trump supporters. So, with that said, if you enjoy the video, like it. If you dislike it. Let me know the reason for any of those in the comment section below. I will see you guys here very soon with another politically inclined video. And now that I'm figuring out a little bit more on how to edit and stuff like that, and in general, basic tips and stuff like that, and how to make my videos a little bit more entertaining, I'm gonna do so. Not starting now. I've still got a bit more practice to do before it actually makes, before I actually start releasing videos with the 100% effort. Because I used to think that you couldn't edit for shit on your phone, but no, you actually can. There's literally YouTube. There's a tool for you to do it. There's an editor for you to do it. So I'm working with that. Give me some time. I promise you guys, my content's gonna get better. But as of right now, try to disprove what I'm saying. try to make sure you go out of your way to make sure I'm not spreading any misinformation. And if I am, please let me know, because I've done my research. And if I've missed something, I probably didn't realize that I missed something. I mean, in most cases, that's exactly what happens. So, as I said, may you guys find peace in the domain. Good luck to all. Love you all, and I'll see you soon. Shuss.